When I'm testing both my warm and my cold audiences together, my warm audience are people who already know me. They are going to be way more likely to click on my ad, to go ahead and make that purchase sooner than later. It's feeding that data back to Facebook to say, this is the kind of person who likes this ad. This is the kind of person who's making a purchase on this ad and is engaging and interacting with it. Please go out into my cold audiences and find more people like that. When I keep all of that inside of the same campaign, now Facebook has that information to treat both warm and cold audiences very similarly, in the sense that it's saying, oh, that's what they look like. That's the type of person who likes what you offer. Let me go find more of them for you. In my campaigns, I always test both my warm and my cold audiences together. And by test, I mean run ads, okay? Because every ad is a test. Every single ad that you ever run is going to be a test, because you are trying it out and seeing if it works until it stops working, right? And if it works, you keep it going. And if it doesn't work, you shut it off. So I'm going to actually hop over into my Facebook Ads Business Manager to kind of show you what I mean in terms of a campaign that has specific audiences in it that I test all together, whether they are warm audiences or cold audiences. So inside of a campaign, right, it's kind of its own little world, kind of like a planet or an ecosystem of sorts, right? So everything that happens in that ecosystem is kind of getting to know, what works, what makes this particular ecosystem, thrive, so that that can continue to happen. Well, inside of a campaign, the types of things that make that campaign thrive are going to be, people clicking on your ads, people engaging with the ad, people, obviously, depending on what your objective is, in which case the one I'm going to show you is a purchase objective, people who are purchasing your product and actually getting to the end of, that funnel sequence and making the final purchase. So all of that data and information gets fed back into this specific campaign, and it says, oh, okay, if that is what's considered good activity, good behavior, we want to go out and find more people like that to make your campaign perform even better. So Facebook is constantly looking for ways to basically help you and help the people on its platform. Because if you have a good ad and it's delivering people what they want, that is what they want to put in front of people, things that help their users to have a really good experience. So when I'm testing both my warm and my cold audiences together, my warm audience are people who already know me. They are going to be way more likely to click on my ad, to go ahead and make that purchase sooner than later, right? And so what that is doing, it is feeding that data back to Facebook to say, this is the kind of person who likes this ad. This is the kind of person who's making a purchase on this ad and is engaging and interacting with it. Please go out into my cold audiences and find more people like that. And when I keep all of that inside of the same campaign, now Facebook has that information to treat both warm and cold audiences very similarly, in the sense that it's saying, oh, that's what they look like. That's the type of person who likes what you offer. Let me go find more of them for you. So I'm just going to hop in here really quick and show you what that looks like. So in this campaign, I've got some 3 different audiences, basically, where I've got a warm audience, a super lookalike audience, and a social media marketing, which is just a cold targeting audience, right? Well, on day 1 of me running my ad, I noticed that I was having some trouble with click-through. So I actually created a video about that, if you want to watch that after this one, how to determine what's going on with your ad to know what you need to change. So once I figured out that I needed to change and update the placements that I had made for that particular ad, instead of starting brand new with a fresh campaign, I just simply duplicated all 3 of these ad sets, changed the placements in the new one, and just shut off the old ad sets that were not working properly. Because here's the deal, in these 3 ad sets, I was still getting clicks, I was still getting purchases, I was still getting engagement on my ad. And so I want Facebook to record that and to remember that these 3 ad sets, the activity and the behaviors that people were showing in those ad sets, continue to look for those people, but this time look for them in these ad sets with these placements, right? So I was able to basically keep and protect all of the good data, all of the good information that I did get from these ad sets, even though they weren't fully performing how I wanted them to. And so now that same performance behavior can be applied to these other 3 ad sets and continue to look more closely for the people that I want to actually convert in my campaign. So when you use all of those together, your warm audience and your cold audience in the same campaign, it is allowing for all of the good behaviors that are happening from your warm audience who are familiar with you, who are more likely to take that action sooner, to start to influence the cold audiences so that Facebook can actually find more people just like that. So right here, I'm gonna link the video where I talk about click-through rate, cost per click, and cost per thousand. Those are the metrics that I use to make decisions on what to change about my ad and what to keep the same. So you can go ahead and watch that next if you wanna find out how to improve your ads.